You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more. Now your hosts, Cody Pennick, Samantha Cross, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Hey everybody, it's that time again. Time for another episode of Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that'll always be a Toys R Us kid. I'm Cody.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Samantha.
We have a great show for you this week. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, we have a bunch of news, but first let's get into some things we've been checking out.
I've pretty much nonstop been playing Destiny 2 whenever I have the free time to do so.
Yeah?
And it's really great. It took, like, Destiny 1 was already, like, solid, like, gameplay-wise, like, control and shoot feel. Is that a term that I can use?
It is now.
Shoot feel?
Yeah.
It's like game feel, but shooting.
Ah.
But it lacked in other areas, like having a story. And just like other convenient things, like not having to load in and out of the entire level you're in every time you do a mission.
Oh,
like wow. Destiny 2 takes all that stuff and fixes it and into a much, much better online shoot experience.
Cool. Very cool.
It seems so not in my character to be into this game because it seems like kind of a basic, like...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the kind of game that you would normally gravitate to.
But it's just how good the actual gameplay itself is. The shooting feels good.
Yeah?
It does, because you had me sit down and play it for about like a half hour, and I did notice that the shooting just feels good. It's weird.
Yeah, it just feels fun and good. And that's what the game is, so it works. It's like surprisingly similar to like a Phantasy Star.
Okay.
Like
I can see that.
Like the way it's set up, not the actual gameplay, but like the way you just go out and you do little missions, and you even have like the little ghost robot buddy is kind of like the mags that you had in Phantasy Star. I think that's why I like it so much. It's really solid gameplay and slightly reminiscent of Phantasy Star Online, which is like one of my favorite games of all time. Oh,
cool. Okay.
But it is really super good, and I wish I had other people to play it with.
Now, is it just a PS4?
Right now it is, but I think here in a couple days it's going to come out on PC.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But it doesn't have crossplay because Sony's
Sony. Yeah.
Butts about it.
Sony.
Yeah.
Did you see that game Fortnite, like a couple days ago? They configured their servers wrong by accident, and suddenly there was crossplay.
Oh, really?
Between PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
No, I hadn't heard that.
For like a couple days till they fixed it.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's how easy it is that they could do it by accident.
Yeah.
But Sony's just like, no, we're in the lead, so we can afford to be jerks about it.
Yeah.
So we are.
Gee, Merry Christmas.
But Destiny 2 is fantastic, and I would recommend it to anyone that enjoys some good shooting.
Cool. Now, I forget, is that the one that has, it's a third-person shooter, but it also has, like...
It's first person.
It's first person? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm wrong already. But I'm going to keep going. Is it like, was there like, I don't want to say like magic?
Kind of.
Elements, but kind of sort of along that vein kind of thing?
It has some sort of space wizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the classes is called Warlock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And you use kind of like technological space magic.
Okay.
The whole plot is like this big white orb space god shows up in the solar system and starts giving humans all this advanced technology. So they go from being regular humans to like this spacefaring race within like an incredibly quick amount of time. And then the Traveler stops doing that, and they're kind of just like stuck with all these problems when and a bunch of bad guys show up because of the Traveler.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like hunting the Traveler down.
Interesting.
That's another thing. There's like 4 or 5 different races of bad guy, and they're all pretty well designed and unique. There's like
you don't usually get 4 or 5. You usually get like 1 or 2 at most.
There's like there's a bunch of robots.
Okay.
Who their weak point is in their chest instead of their head. They have little glowy parts on their chest.
Oh, nice.
So you want to get chest shots from them and not head shots. And then there's like the Fallen are kind of necromancy-y aliens. Or no, I'm thinking of the Hive. The Fallen are just kind of regular alien-y guys. Then the Hive are necromancer-y, monster-y guys. And the main bad guys in Destiny 2 are the Cabal, and there's these big lumbering, like, Warhammer-looking dudes.
Okay.
But it's got a lot of really neat lore, and it's good. It's real good.
Okay, cool. Good.
And I hit the level cap the other day.
Already? Wow. That
It's
just
only-
came out, like, what, a week ago or
It's
so?
only 20.
Oh, it's only 20? Oh, okay. Well, that's not
And
too
there's
bad.
still stuff to do after you hit the level cap. After that, it becomes about finding the best equipment and managing the equipment.
Gotcha. Until the next DLC comes out, they bump the level cap and
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
else. Yeah. I know how those games work.
And it's like MMO light, kind of. Like, there's other players on the map, but if you do a quest or whatever, it kind of becomes your own space at that point.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you only have to interact with other people as much as you want to.
That's very good, yeah.
You had a strange dance party with a stranger the
Yeah.
other day.
Because I used my dance emote, and then he came back and used the dance emote back at me. I got an emote the other day that, like, makes this, like, lasery vision of a table show up in front of me, and then my guy flips the table angrily.
Excellent. Oh, that's good.
I don't know what else to say other than it's great.
Okay, cool.
It's a great game.
Cool.
Is there anything else? Oh, you've been playing Metroid.
Oh, yeah.
So have I, but...
I've been playing the Samus Returns. It's really good. It's not easy.
Oh, no. No, it is not.
The first thing that struck me. Those, like, all the aliens want you dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, usually they just have, like, a path they follow. This is, like, they're coming at you.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Just fun.
yeah, it's a good, solid Metroid game.
Yeah, if you like Metroid, it's Metroid.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you'd want.
It's a little over-reliant on that melee counter move, I think.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
Like,
how was
I try
that?
not to use it.
Really, like, you don't really have to, I guess.
Get good.
But it's the quickest way to kill most bad guys. And just about every bad guy telegraphs it constantly. And it's like, sometimes you just want to shoot, like, regular Metroid, which
I do.
actually...
I absolutely do.
That becomes more viable the further you get to, and when you get more upgrades, when you've got like the plasma beam and stuff, then you don't have to do it as much.
You
But,
just shoot your gun and that's it.
yeah.
How similar is it to its original version from the Game Boy? Is it like Metroid 2 in name only and kind of in plot, sorta?
It has a lot of map similarities. Like there'll
okay.
be parts where I'm like, oh, this is like where you get the spider ball in the original game, but I don't like the art direction is a little blander than the original game, which is weird because the original game was just
It's a
2D.
Game Boy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the tiles and background graphics looked really weird and alien in the Game Boy one.
Yeah.
And then here it's like, oh, it's some rocks and maybe some goo.
Gotcha.
But like the other one, there's like just weird structures and stuff.
Yeah.
I wish they would have kind of more directly interpreted that instead of going their own way with it. A lot of really good animation for Samus, especially
It
when you
looked-
get those melee counters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very striking, I think.
Yeah. Makes her look awesome again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying their hardest to repair the damage that other him did to her character.
We don't speak of that.
Have you tried using the amiibo yet?
I only dug out one.
Oh, okay.
The Smash Brothers regular Samus one, and it gave me an extra missile tank, which is pretty cool, like a reserve tank. So when you run out, it refills them, which has been handy
that's
on
really
a lot
cool.
of bosses.
Yeah. That would be handy.
I haven't finished it yet, so I don't get to look at the concept art, which I would really like to.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm actually at the very, very last boss, and it is very difficult.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where it's like, I've had trouble going back to it, because like, I'm just going to struggle against that boss.
Struggle's real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say who it is, because it's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. Okay. All right. Yeah. Don't say anything because this is probably going to be the last 3DS game that I'll pick up eventually.
It's worth it. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear the thing about the new Samus and Metroid amiibo doing an unlock in Federation Force?
No.
Yeah, there's an extra skin unlock that gives you an extra ability for your robot guy
Huh.
for that little game.
I wonder why they never said anything about it.
I don't know. I just read a thing the other day about, someone just tapped it and it's like, oh, hey, there's another paint job. That's cool. Awesome.
That game wasn't the travesty that people think it is, but I don't know. It wasn't. It's about to the Metroid franchise as that multiplayer Zelda game they did was.
Yeah.
It's just all right.
Yeah, it's just okay. It has no ties really to anything. It's just kind of there. But I think in the case of Federation Force, it was like people were so anticipating a new Metroid and to not get it, but get close to it.
Yeah.
It was kind of a spit in the face.
Yeah, kind of.
This is not what I want.
Yeah. Well, like, if there had been no Zelda games for 8 years and then Triforce Heroes came out, that would be very disappointing.
Yeah. So same thing.
Triforce Heroes just followed Link Between Worlds, which is actually probably my favorite 3DS game.
I need to finish that.
Yeah, you do. That's a really good game.
I replayed through it just recently when I was on vacation. It's that good.
Nice. All right. Very cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what I've done this past week.
What have you done?
What have I done? No. Well, I started a subscription service with Verve. Is it Verve or VRV?
It's Verve.
Verve? Okay. It's another one of those, online subscription service type deals.
Yeah, we talked about it before.
We have, yeah.
We have it too. It's really good.
Yeah, this is not an ad. But,
yeah.
but no, I started kind of flipping through stuff the other night, and there's this. I was kind of drawn to this animated show called Last Man, and knew nothing about it going in. I think I saw a trailer for it before a YouTube video, and that's all I saw of it. And jumping into it, it is a lot like watching an animated version of the video game Final Fight. Like, your main character is very much like Cody.
Not me.
No. But, like, a lot of just punching. It's kind of graphic. I mean, there's a lot of animated blood and stuff, and it has a humor that it's not self-aware, but it's kind of like Venture Brothers in the kind of the really raw kind of humor, but not like the crazy self-aware or referencing other things kind of humor.
Or people with ridiculous names.
Yeah. So I started looking into the backstory of it because I was like, what in the heck is this? The Verve only has 7 episodes up, and there was 26. Apparently it was a Kickstarter. And as I was looking it up, I discovered that it was, it's a prequel to a long-running comic series that has at least 10 volumes out at this point. And 2, it is originally French. Like, the whole thing, like, this cartoon is English dubbed from the original French. I had no idea. But apparently this show takes place 10 years prior to the comic. The comic has very, like, heavy, like, magic. Like, the whole thing with the comic is, like, it's almost like a Mortal Kombat, like there's a huge fighting tournament from all these different realms and these magic people, and all of a sudden this one normal human dude with a really bad attitude shows up and just beats the ever-living tar out of every magic character.
All these wizards.
Pretty much. Wizards and magic monsters and stuff like that. And this show is the beginnings of that guy. Like, he lives in this town called Paxtown and basically just beats everyone up.
Metro City.
Yeah, right. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized a lot of the major characters that he beats up as humans in this cartoon series come back later in the comic as, like, upgraded magic-y magic, like, characters. Like, anyone that has a name shows up later in the comic as someone else or something else. And it also has a game on Steam that ties into it, kind of. But all of the names have been changed because the game came out before the cartoon, and everyone was like, no one knows the comic, so we're just going to make up a bunch of names and just call it a fighting game. I think it was called Last Fight or something like that. But no, it's really interesting. And like I said, there's only 7 episodes up. There's probably going to be more soon. And each episode's only about 13 or 14 minutes long, so you could just kind of blow right through them in an evening. But no, really enjoyable.
Now that you have Verve, you have no excuse not to watch My Hero Academia.
Yeah. You would think that. No, I will probably eventually someday. The other thing I started watching again on Verve, I am way behind on this, like way behind the crowd on it, but I started watching Harmon Quest, and it's really good.
Yeah, we watched, I think, 1 or 2 of the new episodes, too.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, I'm through episode 6 of the first season. The first season's 10 episodes, and it's funny. It's just enough Dan Harmon.
Yeah, not too much.
It's
Dan
not.
Harmon.
Yeah, there's definitely a point where you can get like too much.
Yeah.
Sensory overload Dan Harmon, but no, this is like just enough, and he plays well with the other characters. It's not just the Dan Harmon show featuring everyone else, despite it being his name on the name of the show. They give plenty of time to the special guest each week who miraculously
special guest
dies.
is my favorite part.
It is
show.
mine too. Yeah. That episode with Aubrey Plaza is great because she had no idea. The Harmon Quest they play D&D for a half hour in front of a live studio audience, and they bring in comedians to play a role in it. And Aubrey Plaza came in not knowing anything about anything and was just making things up as she went. And they were just rolling with it, whether she could do it in the game or not. She was like, I don't know how to explain it. Just, very Aubrey Plaza-ish.
Yeah. The first episode of the second season has Gillian Jacobs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
And she doesn't know anything about it either and just kind of keeps reading things off her character sheet. She's like, well, I'm going to do this with my +9 dagger and throw my 50-foot rope. Like, it's pretty funny.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I liked the one with John Hodgman as Han Dodgeman.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wizard, the sandwich wizard.
Yeah.
Who, as it turns out, had transformed a town full of children into sandwiches and was like transporting them to another town. And like the party ate half the sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dodgeman.
But no, it's a really good show and definitely worth checking out. I don't know why I didn't watch it on CISO when they had it, when that was a thing.
You had CISO.
I had CISO. I paid for CISO to watch My Brother and Me, and that's it.
Yeah. We've watched every episode of My Brother and Me except for the last one.
The last one's really good. You should What is it with you guys not watching last episodes
I don't
of
know.
things?
We're bad at it.
Well, that's one you definitely need to watch.
Yeah, and that one's
last one
not
of.
like a big finale or anything. Like, there's still more McElroys out there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it's the Candle Nights episodes, and it kind of wraps things up a little bit. But like, no, and I think they're going to do another season. I think.
I hope so.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think it did well enough. I mean, it did well enough for it to be a hot enough property for Verve to pick it up.
I wish they would have picked up
Yeah.
Take My Wife.
Yeah,
That was really good.
yeah.
And we never finished it. Now you can't watch it anywhere.
I'm sure it'll pop up sooner or later somewhere. It almost has to, I mean, just about everything else from CISO has popped up elsewhere.
And that was probably the most quality thing that they had, to be completely honest.
Probably, yeah.
Not that My Brother and Me isn't great. I mean, it's an amazing show, but it's also three brothers screwing around for 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah, true. Hidden America is actually pretty okay.
yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But, like, in terms of production value and quality writing and, like, I don't know, it's like their prestige TV show was Take My Wife.
Yeah, it kind of was. You're right. Yeah. And, it'll pop up. It'll pop up somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I'm interested in checking out some of the other things that Verve has to offer. Like, I've never been a huge Rooster Teeth follower.
I haven't either.
But I guess they have a lot of content, like Mystery Science Theater style stuff and D&D style stuff, and like all kinds of crazy that you can look at. And it's part of it, and I don't know. Again, not an ad.
Is that Adam Ellis guy part of Rooster Teeth?
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
Is he the one that does the webcomic?
Yes.
The one that everyone has the same face?
Yes.
I hope not.
I hate those comics.
They're
all the same, and everybody's faces look the same, and it's all like...
It's like they're geeky. They're for the nerd crowd, but they have just that extra bit of like spite, I guess, to them, or like negative snarkiness. Like I can take snark, but like I don't know, they're just not.
And a lot of times they're more focused on like being so relatable than actually having a joke.
That's true.
Or a point.
Yeah.
And also all the faces are exactly the same.
They are all exactly the same. Yeah.
And they get shared constantly because of the fact that it's so relatable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to.
Well, he's tapped into that whole meme market,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just me. It's just like me. Cher. I clapped when I saw it. We need to stop referencing those guys.
Yeah, they're half in the bag. We're talking about Red Letter Media. Their half in the bag stuff isn't great, but their bad movie reviews I think are kind of funny.
Speaking of being too snarky and too negative, that's my problem with them. Yeah, well, their mainstream movie critiques for the most part. I'll agree with you. If you like something, you're a loser.
That's kind of
Caring about stuff is lame.
But I wonder how much of that is them putting on a character for their review show.
Yeah.
And how much of that is their honest opinion. Like, do you think they really hated the female Ghostbuster reboot movie so much, or do you think they were
pandering to that crowd?
Yeah, they were expected to hate.
Well, then at that point, you've become a hack.
Well, they call themselves hacks. They call themselves hack frauds constantly. So maybe that's the point. Because again, on their other reviews, they're not that bad. They're a little sarcastic, but they have legitimate opinions that I agree with on films, just not
popular films.
Not popular films.
Like they hated Rogue One, and Rogue One was a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both the new Star Wars have their flaws, but I don't think they're worth focusing in on and not allowing yourself to have a good time.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's a tough thing, because it's tough to review things and stay objective, I guess. I don't know. Nothing is 100% perfect. Everything has flaws, but it's just your own personal taste as to at what line do you stop giving it extra credit.
Yeah, well, you have to find a good balance.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Mr. Negative Snarky Snark Pants and not like anything because that's lame. But you also don't want to be rah-rah, everything's amazing because now you're the nerdist.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I guess they are kind of on the polar opposites of things, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every Nerdist article is like, oh boy, this is going to be great, even though it's like Suicide Squad or...
Yeah. But how much of that is them getting paid
to
say, oh boy, everything's super great?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a big... Well, they're owned by, was it Legendary?
Yeah, that's right, they are these days, yeah. Chris Hardwick doesn't even have anything to do with Nerdist anymore, does he?
I don't know. He maybe just owns it. I know he doesn't write anything on it, or he probably has no editorial oversight or anything.
And I mean, he did change his Twitter handle from Nerdist to @Chris Hardwick, so maybe he's distanced himself from the brand.
Just sits back and collects a check.
That @Midnight check?
Yeah. Well, not that one anymore.
Well, no, that one's gone.
I liked that show, though.
It was good.
It was actually a pretty fun show.
Yeah. We spoke about the McElroy brothers. I watched that episode.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they did an episode with the three of them, and Travis is the funniest one of the bunch. He is the most on the ball with the quick jokes.
I can see it.
And Justin's the worst. They're all really quick, and they're all... It's clear that none of them are stand-up comedians, but if you had to peg one of them as, an improv... Someone who has studied improv, it's Travis.
Because he probably has.
Because he's a theater guy, and he's definitely
one.
Probably done it. But no, some of them, my God, I can't say any of them on radio because it was a midnight show on Comedy Central, and the version I watched was online where they didn't bleep anything. They left everything in, and it was great. I think it's still online. You can go find it somewhere online. Boy, we really veered off on track on that one, huh?
Oh, well.
That's cool.
It's the check it out. We talk about what we want to talk about.
Exactly. That's right. All right. So, hey, anyway, let's go ahead and take a break here. And when we get back, we'll get into a little bit of news. Hey, we're back. That was I Put a Spell on You by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Why did we play that particular version of that particular song? Well, we listened to about 7 different versions, and this CCR was the quickest. Well, except for Hocus Pocus, but there was too much background noise. No, but that's a good version. I think that's the definitive for our generation, right?
Probably.
I don't know.
Most people know Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about CCR.
No, I was talking about Hocus Pocus.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
definitely Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is the number... Hocus Pocus is the number 1 version, but there was too much talking in the background. We couldn't we couldn't find a clean copy of it.
Yeah, it would have sounded bad on the radio.
It would have, it'd been bad. Been a bad time. Anyway, why did we play that song? Anybody?
Because it's almost Halloween.
It is.
No, because also because The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is getting a CW show.
Yeah.
Apparently.
In works.
In the works? Oh, it's in the works. It's not set in stone.
Well, it probably is going to happen.
Yeah, if they've announced it, it's probably pretty close to being a thing.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal. So, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina was a comic spinoff, like one of those super like horror book, super scary, serious version of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I liked you didn't like it.
I didn't care for it much.
I liked it. It gets like super serious witchcrafty, like real Satan-y.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cool, and it's cool that it's coming to CW. I think a more mature take on Sabrina the Teenage Witch and her aunts and Salem the cat and everything. I think there's definitely a place on television for it in the world that we have, where we have like Supernatural and we have iZombie, which I guess those are more lighthearted, but still kind of more magic style type of shows, you know?
It's gonna fit right in next to Riverdale too.
Yes, that's the other thing.
The Dark Archie.
The Darchie.
Archie.
The Dark Archie expanded universe.
Yeah. Earth 2 Archie.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the super serious and grim dark Lionheart.
Archie Metal.
Yeah, Archie Metal.
I would watch an Afterlife with Archie TV show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now I would watch that as well. Sure.
That would be a good season finale or series finale for Riverdale. Like when they decide they're done, do the last season as Afterlife with Archie.
Just all zombies.
Yeah.
Or even there's a one shot that came out from Archie Comics. I want to say a few months ago. Maybe it was a year ago. It was a one shot where it was called Jughead the Hunger, and he became a werewolf. It's just Jughead werewolf, and Betty's family have been werewolf hunters, monster hunters for a millennia, and she has been kind of a sleeper agent in Riverdale, waiting for Jughead to turn so that she can fulfill her family prophecy and eliminate the werewolf.
Eliminate Jughead.
Yeah.
That is buck wild.
It's a great comic. But no, this is good. I
Archie, the hunger.
The hunger. Yeah.
Archie, they live. That'd be great. A retelling of They Live, but with Archie characters.
Yeah, that would be really good. That would be very, very good. Just to get a 3-episode long fist fight between Archie and like Moose or something.
Yeah,
Reggie, yeah.
Put on the glasses, Reggie. God, I love that movie.
It's a great movie. It's a really good movie.
It's time to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and Archie's all out of gum. Not from Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
If you think Duke Nukem said that first, you're wrong. Duke Nukem didn't say anything first.
Never. Nope.
All his lines are ripped out of movies.
Yes. But no, I'm excited to see Sabrina come back. I was a fan of the original show, I have to admit. And
everybody was at the time.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
It has ties.
That cat.
Yeah, it has that cat. Has ties to Mystery Science Theater. Did you know that?
No.
Joel and his brother, after leaving Mystery Science Theater, started a practical effects company, and they did a lot of practical effects for Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And there was a cold open in which Sabrina accidentally summons a giant baby sitting in a tree, and it's TV's Frank, dressed up like a giant baby.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, this is going to be good. I hope it gets picked up for a season or whatever, and it'll be good.
Yeah,
CW does good work.
Speaking of Mystery Science Theater, I wish they would announce whether or not it's getting a season 2.
Well, they've been dancing around it in the backer emails.
Yeah, in the backer emails, they definitely have been.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to get picked up for season 2. I wonder if Netflix is saying, "Hey, do another Kickstarter. You raise the money and we'll host it for you," or what's going on with that? It had to have made Netflix enough money for them to throw
part of me is like, don't be worried about it. It did well, and people liked it. They'll bring it back. But the other part of me is like, I've been burnt before. Yeah.
I think this live tour is helping things, certainly. Because I'd have to imagine some of the money from that is going towards the next season.
Yeah.
They'd almost have to. And it's not like they would have to spend a ton of money building all new sets again. Everything's already put together. At least it should be. Yeah. So they would just have to throw money at paying the actors and securing film rights. And if Netflix backs them a little more, maybe they can secure better film rights. Who knows?
There were some good ones.
Yeah. There were some good rotten ones. Yeah. Oh, what was that Swedish? Was it Swedish? The Godzilla ripoff?
Oh.
Yongray or something?
Yongray, yeah. I loved Yongray. And Star Crash was great.
Oh, Star Crash. I legitimately, non-ironically enjoy Star Crash.
I ironically love Star Crash.
Yeah. Well, I just love bad movies, but yeah. Yeah.
It's a quality Star Trek Barbarella knockoff.
Yeah.
Star Trek, I meant Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh my god. There's really nothing Star Trek about it.
Yeah, I was gonna just kind of go past it. I was gonna let that linger, let that hang on there. But no, and it had a Southern cowboy robot.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the Southern cowboy robot.
Nope.
All right, so moving on from that, we were talking about a spooky, scary Sabrina, and let's talk about something else that's dead. Flappy Bird. Everybody remembers Flappy Bird, right?
It was the obsession of a solid 2 months. Maybe less.
Maybe like 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The original developer threw up this, for those who don't remember Flappy Bird, it was an iOS game that was free. It had ads like running through it. It was shovelware. He just kind of threw something together with a bunch of ripped off assets and was like, I'll make a couple bucks and then it'll get pulled and whatever. Everybody jumped on it and he made too much money. So he pulled it from the Apple Store.
He was worried about people getting addicted to it too.
Yeah, that too, because people were getting addicted to it. It's just mindless, tapping.
Even though it's just a game where you tap so a bird flies through pipes stolen from Mario Brothers.
Pretty much, yeah. So it got removed from the Apple Store, but people who still had it downloaded could keep it and still play it. Heck, my phone still plays Flappy Bird. I have it, and I'm never going to delete that thing.
Oh, I deleted it.
Yeah. But it was announced that with the new Apple iOS 11, Flappy Bird will no longer work on the operating system. So Flappy Bird has a finite lifespan, and it's coming up quick. So
don't worry, you can always play Flappy Bird's Family on your Kindle device.
Yeah,
your Amazon Fire
you
device.
Can find all of the rip-off Flappy Bird clones.
Yeah. Heck, I made one.
Yeah. I tell you, the one that I play a little more often than Flappy Bird when I'm killing time is the Penny Arcade. Not Penny Arcade, PvP.
Oh, Farty Troll?
Yeah.
Which is more or less the same thing that I came up with, but with a troll.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, so yeah, Flappy Bird is gone. Goodbye, Flappy Bird.
A tale of one man getting incredibly lucky.
Yes. Yeah.
With his indie game.
Yeah. I wonder, how do you do that? How does that happen?
I don't know.
And why doesn't it happen to us?
Yeah.
One day we're going to put out one episode of this show, and it's going to be like, everyone's going to download it.
And then we're going to have to take the whole show, the whole series down.
That's not going to happen. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Okay, moving from things that are dead to things that should probably die.
This is a really downer show.
Well, no, we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna bounce back, but there are two things on here that we could talk about with that kind of lead in. Let's go with the current running Justice League Metal comic and the Nightmare Batman.
The Batman,
yes. Most particularly the The Bat Who Laughs.
What is this Justice League medal or whatever?
It is some vague crossover event where the Justice League accidentally opens a portal to a dark multiverse where everyone, it's not like Earth 3 where like all the heroes are villains and the villains are heroes, but it's like the dark multiverse where everyone's just like super grim and gritty and murders everything all the time forever.
Edgelord. The Edgelord dimension.
Basically. And you have the evil, like, head-to-toe metal versions of the Justice League with very creative names like, and I'm going to read all 7 of these because I can't believe some of these. The Red Death, who is the Flash.
Oh, God.
The Dawnbreaker, which is the Green Lantern, which that's okay.
That one's not terrible.
That's all right. The Drowned, who is Aquaman, because, you know, that's what Aquaman does. He drowns. The Merciless, who is Wonder Woman. And that's okay. Kind of a barbarian take on Wonder Woman, I suppose.
I mean, one of Wonder Woman's many traits is her mercy and compassion.
Yeah.
But I guess not this one.
Not this one, no. We have the Devastator, which is, I guess, Superman. But this picture outline, it looks like Doomsday, the big Rockman. Yeah. Let's see. Batman, who is the Batman Who Laughs, which is if Batman was the Joker, basically, and wore like a gimp suit, kind of. And finally, my personal favorite, the Murder Machine, which is Cyborg.
And not what the Scooby Gang drives around in a dark alternate timeline.
Yeah, that's it. You just nailed it. The Scooby-Doo medal.
Oh, no.
The Murder Machine.
But no, we were talking about this before the show.
Scooby's name is just The Suffering.
The Hunger.
Yeah, that's Shaggy. Shaggy's
the Hunger. Yeah, that's it. But no, we were talking about this off mic.
The Tortured Mind is Velma.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay,
we have 2 more. You got to come up with them now. We have 2 more.
The Vein.
Okay.
That's Daphne.
Yeah. Death Trap.
Death Trap, yeah.
Yeah.
Murder Trap. Death Trap's too clever. Murder Trap.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we were talking before the show, and you kind of made the remark that these names seem like they took a poll of like 14-year-old boys and asked them what's cool.
Yeah.
And then took the worst answers from each one. Because it is just rotten. Just rotten.
It sounds like stuff I would have wrote when I was making comics when I was in grade school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone had that phase. It's called 6th grade.
Yeah.
6th, 7th grade.
So adult.
Yeah. Well, like I did a comic about 3 space people that went around and shot aliens in space, and their names were like Blade and Rocky.
Rocky, the tough guy name.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, from what I understand, there's a lot of really cool, interesting comics that are going to be spinning out of this miniseries. So maybe it's not all bad, but the series itself looks like just it just looks like bad news from beginning to end. Just the worst.
I mean, Batman Who Laughs just has spikes for a mouth.
Yeah. No, he has a Joker smile for a mouth. He has spikes for eyes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's got spikes for eyes.
How does that even work?
Well, I'll show you. It works like this.
Why? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he definitely has spikes for eyes.
He's like a pointy Geordie.
Yeah, that's the best way. That's the only way I can. Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. He also has like Bat Boy Robbins, like the old tabloid Bat Boy.
Weekly World News Bat Boy.
It's like Michonne and her zombies.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, that's just bad.
Why? Just why?
He's a crazy Batman that has chained up little boys. They didn't think that one through.
No, I'm pretty sure they did. I'm sure they thought it through very, very well. I just hope this doesn't turn into what a movie turns into.
Oh, God.
Because just think, they're pushing this, and they're like, oh, man, people love dark alternate versions of the Justice League fighting the normal Justice League, who are also themselves dark and alternate. Let's put these people in our movie.
Oh, I can't wait for him to ruin Wonder Woman.
You know, Patty Jenkins is still part of it. She'll be all right. She'll be okay. Now, the Justice League movie itself,
Well, I'm not worried about the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, I was wondering there for a second.
I'm talking about when she shows up in another movie and they do it bad.
That makes much more sense. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, speaking of movies, they're doing the Americanized live-action Akira is back on the table, and
Hollywood hasn't learned their lesson from Ghost in the Shell or that Dragon Ball movie or Netflix Death Note.
You know what? I'm tired of asking Hollywood to not make things. They're going to do stuff no matter what. This movie's been on the table for over 10 years?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just do it already. It's going to be bad no matter what you do. Just do it. Get it over with. Get it out of the way. Rip that Band-Aid off, and we'll move on.
Yeah.
Get it out of your system.
Just get out of your system. Exactly.
It's not made in a way that it would make a good live-action movie.
No.
The plot is pretty loose and threadbare.
That's one way of putting it. Loose. Yeah.
Yeah. In the original Akira, it's much more about the animation and the visuals than it is. It's like a liquid television kind of thing. Yeah. More than it is a movie that you could translate into live action. Now, Death Note, there's no reason why that couldn't have been good.
Yeah.
I still need to watch it.
Yeah,
I still want to watch it. But
Yeah, we can't accurately harp on how bad it is until we actually see it, but...
And I've watched a lot of the original Death Note at this point.
Oh,
for some reason, it's what I put on whenever I'm working out at the Y.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's nice because you can just kind of listen to it. You don't have to give it a whole lot of attention.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot
it's enough to be distracting where you're not bored working out.
It's mostly dialogue. I mean, not a lot happens that isn't completely telegraphed through the dialogue. Well, I mean, it's an anime.
Well, yeah.
That's usually how they do it. They telegraph everything through the dialogue.
Yeah. I've heard Willem Dafoe's good in the live action.
Yeah,
but
I'll bet he is.
Thing.
It's good casting.
It is. I mean, he looks just like him. I thought that would get a bigger laugh.
Well, he does.
Yeah.
These twins.
Yeah. All right. So,
got another movie one.
Yeah, another movie one. Tomb Raider.
The reboot Tomb Raider specifically.
Yeah.
Is getting a movie, and the trailer makes it look like it might actually be good, or at least competent.
Might be competent. Yeah. I mean, it's a superhero. It's not superhero. It's a. I mean, it's a video game movie. So competent is probably what they can aspire to be. Yeah. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a decent movie.
I mean,
that Silent Hill movie wasn't terrible, was it?
What?
Silent Hill.
It was all right.
It's been forever. Last time I saw it was when it was in theaters.
It was okay.
Ever.
Oh, what about my favorite video game movie, Mario Brothers? No, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
No. With Raul Julia.
Both of those movies are so bad they're good.
They are wonderful.
I love both of those movies, although I haven't seen Street Fighter for a million years.
Oh.
But
it's wonderfully bad. It is so bad. Raul Julia, he chews the scenery like I've never seen an actor chew scenery in anything.
If they made a direct sequel to the Mario Brothers movie, I would go see it.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Yeah. Get John Leguizamo back in there. Why not? And Bob Hoskins.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not alive.
Very dead.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought, too. Yeah.
So it would be after Mario dies and it's Luigi. There's trouble in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's up to Luigi to handle it by himself.
No, it's a Luigi's Mansion movie.
A Luigi's Mansion movie with John Leguizamo Luigi?
That would be wonderful.
Please.
Yes, that would be amazing. Who would you cast as Professor Egad?
Oh, geez. Jeffrey Tambor.
I don't know why my brain went to Ken Jeong.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why I said Jeffrey Tambor, but I think it would work.
It would work. Sure, why not?
Oh, no.
I want this movie now.
And Brad Garrett as all the ghosts. I'm just going back to Casper the Friendly Ghost, where he was the one named actor as the ghost. I think he was Fatso or something like that.
King Brad Garrett as King Boo. Luigi. We've created so many great things today.
We certainly have.
Scooby-Doo Metal and Luigi's Mansion movie.
I'm telling you, if all it would take would be one Hollywood influencer type to listen to our show. That's all it takes. $1 million ideas.
Have you heard these guys?
The geniuses.
It's a gold mine.
So speaking of Mario Brothers stuff, I guess there was a Mario Brothers 64 online
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah, briefly. There's a guy who's known for his ability to hack Mario 64 in ridiculous ways. Like when they revealed what the hat does in Mario Odyssey, how it captures bad guys. Mm-hmm. He coded that into Mario 64 overnight.
God, that's awesome.
But he just recently released a patch he made for Mario 64 that lets you play it online with up to 24 different people.
Wow.
And added 5 or 6 characters you can play as.
Oh, that's interesting.
It looked really cool. I didn't get a chance to actually try it before Nintendo laid the hammer down and he didn't get a cease and desist, but they took down all his YouTube videos through DMCAs, like what happened to PewDiePie.
Yeah.
And they took down his Patreon, which he probably shouldn't have had to begin with.
Yeah, that's the only part of this news story that I'm kind of I'm on Nintendo's side on this. It's
once you start asking for money, you've crossed the line.
Yeah, it's not...
I mean, it's not like he was selling it as a product, but he was...
He was dancing along the line. He was on a loophole, kind of. And
yeah.
It's just...
It's bad enough that you can't really fault Nintendo for saying, hey, quit making money, even tangentially off of our intellectual property.
Yeah. But at what point do you go after people who are doing hacks of games that have been out for over, 20 years?
Yeah.
And someone who sells a Mario print at a convention?
That's true.
Especially if they're adding new characters and new functionality onto a backbone that Nintendo... They're not going to go back to the engine that made Nintendo or Super Mario 64.
I mean, they'll probably sell you Super Mario 64 again.
Well, yeah, probably. Well, yeah, on your 64 Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'll have 8 games on it.
It gets progressively less, so it probably will be 8.
Yeah.
I'm seriously worried about the Virtual Console on the Switch just not existing because they'd rather sell you a plastic tiny version of an old console that costs $80.
Yeah. Well,
and that they don't make enough of.
As they're creeping up, I mean, the Nintendo 64 Classic's probably going to be $100 because they bumped it up 20 from the NES to the Super.
Yeah,
right?
That's a lot more plastic for that stupid controller that the 64 has.
Yeah. Although I saw there was a Kickstarter for a standard... it had the Nintendo 64 plug on the end, but it was built like a standard
nice
controller with one stick on one side, and
Neat.
I'd buy one of those.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after the show. It's really cool. And if we're downgrading like that, when you have the GameCube Classic, it'll just have Sunshine.
Yeah, it plays Mario Sunshine.
That's it.
Also, they made it even smaller.
No, it's actually bigger than the original GameCube. Yeah. It's slightly larger and it only plays Mario Sunshine.
It is a GameCube that they welded a Mario Sunshine disc inside.
That's it. Yep.
They just glued the lid closed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had plenty of them still in the factory. Like in the warehouse.
They just pop a random game they have sitting around in there and then glue the lid closed, and that's
Wave
what you
Race.
get.
Was it Wave Race, whatever?
Yeah, I got Wave Race, Blue Storm.
That bad port of Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. Mine only plays Star Fox Assault. Which, that would be okay. I like that game.
That'd be alright. Oh man, mine only has Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess with the inverted map.
Yeah. The inferior port. Gross. Mine only plays BMX XXX.
Oh, gosh. All right, so we have one last bit of news to go over, and we hinted at it a little bit.
We kind of have to do
at the beginning of the show. Yeah, our intro. We are all Toys R Us kids in this room, correct?
Oh, yeah. I still go there a lot just to look at...
Same here.
They got a lot of collectibles that
They
are
do.
cool.
Yeah, they get a lot of really interesting, rare kind of toys. Stuff that you can't get in stores normally.
Other stores.
Other stores. Well, you're going to have to find somewhere else to get your cool toys because Toys R Us has gone bankrupt.
They filed for bankruptcy protection, I think is the actual story.
Yeah. So, yes.
They said they're going to stay open at least over the holiday. So
Well, that's smart. That's good. Yeah, try to get rid of some of that backstock.
Yeah.
Now, do you think they'll start clearancing things out around Christmas?
That would be cool.
So they get rid of everything? Oh, man. If we can hit 50% off around Black Friday, ooh. Oh, yeah.
Get all those overpriced Legos.
There we go.
That's their problem. Maybe you won't go bankrupt if you didn't add like $5 or $8 to the price of every Lego set.
Yep. Mark everything down to 75%, or mark everything down to 25% off, and you'll get everything at like base.
Yeah, that's the price you'd pay at Walmart.
Pretty much. Yeah. But no, that's kind of sad. I don't want to see Toys R Us go.
Yeah. It's fun to go in there, look at the toys, look at what the kids are into these days.
Yeah.
Also, they have a whole aisle of Nintendo collectibles now.
Yeah, right? I know that was where I got a lot of amiibos.
Yeah, they always seem to get more amiibos than anywhere else. So.
Now you almost have to go online to find a lot of this stuff. But that's a shame. But I guess Jeffrey Giraffe just couldn't stick it out this time. You remember Jeffrey Giraffe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he still the mascot?
Yeah, he still is. You still see him in on ads and stuff.
Okay. Huh.
He didn't get the terrifying makeover that Chuck E. Cheese did.
Oh God.
You're sending me pictures of old Chuck E. Cheese.
I was. I guess Chuck E. Cheese didn't quite get a terrifying makeover if you compare it to the original Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Are you talking about from animatronic Chuck E. Cheese to animated Chuck E. Cheese? Is that the transition you're talking about?
I would specifically recently he went from skateboard mouse to CG
oh no,
imagine illumination entertainment looking mouse.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not good. It's pretty boring.
Ooh, yikes.
But I mean, the really truly terrifying Chuck E. Cheese is the original. Bowler hat cigar. He used to smoke a cigar originally.
Nice. I forgot about that.
He seriously
right.
did.
Totally forgot about that.
The original concept actually was that the animatronics were for the adults.
Oh, really?
That were sitting around while kids played video games.
Oh, jeez.
It didn't shake out that way.
Sure, no.
But that would have been cool. That's why he smoked a cigar.
Yeah. Wow. Had no idea.
I wonder if the animatronics had a cigar, and somebody's job was to fill up his cigar juice to make the smoke. You gotta go top off Chucky. He's not blowing smoke. And go light his cigar. Or they just put a lit cigar in his hand.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. After the third Chuck E. Cheese burned to the ground, they decided that probably wasn't a good business model. And with that, I think our show's done. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can email us with any questions, concerns, comments at staff@nerdoverload.com.
Ideas for Scooby-Doo reboots.
But
they have to be super gritty and dark.
Okay, and you can get a hold of us on all kinds of social medias under the name Nerd Overload Now. We're talking Twitter. We're talking Facebook. We're talking Twitch.
Not YouTube yet.
Not YouTube because we need more followers before we can change the name.
They got to get 100.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big push. We need to get 100 people to follow us on YouTube.
Our YouTube account, Nerd Overload TV.
That's for right now.
That's the one that's different. Please go subscribe to our channel. I mean, there's not a whole lot on there right now except for episodes of the podcast.
Hey,
which is something. Yeah.
There's 60 episodes of the podcast on there.
Yeah.
So that's something. And we're also on iTunes and Stitcher, so you can find old episodes of the show over there. And again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Peace out.